Hello and welcome. Hello. This is a podcast. This is Do You Watch Anime? I'm your host, Adam Corky, and today I'm joined with...
Matt Laka. Matt Laka.
Laka. So, hello, Matt.
Hi.
Hello. So, let's just get out of the way. Do you watch anime?
I would say on a scale from 1 to 10, like a 4.
Like a 4?
Like, it's funny because I used to watch way more anime than I do now, and now I'm way more selective due to the fact that I just don't have the time to dedicate to, I would say, series that are longer than 100 episodes. Like, there's just no way.
Yeah, no.
And it's also, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm getting older. I'm like, I don't got time for that shit.
Yeah.
Like, I give me a nice, concise anime. Like, give me 12 hours of a story that I can sink my teeth into. Like something like a mini series. Like, but you know, 10 years ago when I had a little more time on my hands and just, and I think I was probably more entrenched in anime culture and going to cons a lot more and spending my money and my time there.
Yeah.
So like, it's funny. I don't think I'm a retro anime enjoyer, but definitely like we'll get to talking about things and I'm going to bring up anime that like, I don't think people watch anymore. It's definitely discontinued, doesn't have a fandom. You don't see them at cons. So like, I know we were just watching like a bunch of 4Kids.
Yeah.
Like, you know, this is the anime that came to Canada and the US early on. I'm like, oh yeah, no, I remember all of that. And that's where the love started.
Okay.
And circled from there. So yeah, 4 to 10 for like newer stuff.
Okay. So going off of like the 4Kids shit, because, you know, we all grew up with that, except if, you know, you're like 5.
Yeah, no, if you don't know what 4Kids is, like that's, you gotta do your anime history.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, if you're a fan of things like Sailor Moon, Pokemon, Digimon, these things came to Canada and the US via Fox Kids, 4Kids, YTV, and they are the first dubbings of a lot of those things.
Yeah. So, like growing up, what was your like number? Like that was like that's my favorite.
I mean, like I was a Pokemon kid.
Okay.
I definitely like dabbled in things like Digimon. There was a ton of one-off animes that came and went. Like I was just talking to you before about Fighting Foodons, which is a stupid anime, which didn't go anywhere. And you know, maybe actually I shouldn't say that. Maybe it did, but it didn't happen in North America. Let me tell you. I would say that. I mean, I definitely I think my first like reaching out into the anime verse that wasn't for kids, that wasn't like given to me on Saturday morning cartoons was probably like Full Metal Alchemist.
Okay.
But not Brotherhood. Like I'm talking the OG. And that I had to figure out how to use LimeWire. Or, you know, I had to figure out how do I download anime as a 12 to 13-year-old, not get a ton of viruses on my computer, not download with porn like by accident.
17 different subtitles.
Exactly. Yeah. And so that became like, you know, like where is anime hosted on the internet in 2002? Yeah. Or 2003. So so watching Full Metal was probably my first like dive into, oh no, I enjoy anime. I want to learn more.
What was it about? Because, you know, at that age, what was it about Full Metal that kind of hooked young Matt? Because like it is, looking at it as an adult, it's fucking incredible.
Oh yeah.
But like as a kid, what was that perspective?
I think, I mean, there's a couple things. Like I have a brother, so like that whole brother story was like super relatable. I love the fact that it was dark. It was creepy. It was like, you know, when you're watching dubbed anime for children on Saturday morning, it's pretty fluffy. It's pretty whatever. But then you're watching someone like lose an arm, lose a brother. There's blood that is red and not like green or purple or like rainbow colored. So it's like, oh no, this is like a darker tone. So I think that was interesting. And also like I liked the idea of like, I always enjoy anime or really any story that delves into other philosophies, cultures, things like that. So like talking about the 7 original sins. Like as a kid, I hadn't been knowledgeable of that to that
Yeah.
point. So like learning that there were these 7 sins, which then I could go, oh, those are that is a real thing in life.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. So
Yeah.
like it felt like I don't want to say I was learning, but like I was learning.
Yeah.
So I think that's what it was like. There was just always something to be like, oh, there was always something to learn and something to enjoy.
Mhm. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a really good, like, mature answer, because if like back when I was like researching anime
Yeah.
at like age 12, 13, I
Yeah.
was like, who is Winry?
Yeah, with the boobies.
Hello.
Them boobies. No, I mean there was always, and like to be fair, like I think I was a little spoiled because like my first, like that first anime, like didn't have a ton of fan service, if any.
No,
it's
didn't.
not a fan servicey
No.
like at all.
Mhm.
Which has led me, I think, to. I don't know where you stand on fan service. I'm not the biggest enjoyer
No,
of it. I find it quite
takes me out.
cringe. Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
It's very obvious when it's being done. Even if
Yeah.
it's done like tastefully, I'm just kind of like, this didn't need to be here. And I
Well,
understand.
yeah, there's a show that I really enjoy that has not a fuck ton of fan service, but
Yeah.
enough to be like, okay, but like it.
Usually it's like in one character.
Yeah.
Like this is the fan service character. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's okay.
What's the anime?
It's called Mushoku Tensei,
Okay.
and it's just the world building's fantastic.
Yeah.
Everything about it is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
But it's the fan service that I'm like, stop it.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't have to be a perv 24/7.
Yeah, I mean, and he's the protagonist, I'm
Yeah.
assuming. So yeah, it's like, it does feel a little tacked on.
Yeah, and he does get better throughout the series.
Which is one. Then I wonder, like, why? Why does he? Why, if it's such a trope or a thing that is set out from the beginning, this character is a perv.
Yeah.
It actually pisses me off more that you say that he gets less pervy as the series goes on, because then no, this wasn't a character trait. This was a fan service trait that the author, the animators, whoever was like, oh, we're gonna sell tit-shaped mouse pads with these characters, or like whatever. So no, but like, hey, like,
Well, it's like I can't watch Fire Force
okay,
because of the one character that literally just sheds her clothes every single awesome fight, and it just takes me out.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's a time and a place,
Yeah.
like, to be fair, like, and I get it. Like, I get it. It's also a culture thing. I think that I just don't, like, Westerners don't fully... I don't think we fully understand it. I don't think we understand the level of... Or, I mean, some people do, but I definitely don't. The level of, like, strict... gender code, gender norm, kind of societal pressures that are on men and women in Japan specifically, or in Asia. So, like, that fan service stuff might be like the thing that gets people going and the thing that gets people coming back. So, because it's in. Is it weird to say it's in most anime fan service?
It's in a lot. I wouldn't say most,
Okay.
but it's in a lot.
So, like, in my mind, it's like, well, why is that so? Well, people must enjoy it,
Yeah.
or it must be culturally relevant, or maybe it's just because boobies sell fucking stuff. Can I swear on this podcast?
Yeah, absolutely.
I've been swearing a lot already,
Yeah.
so I feel
Yeah.
like I don't want you to have to edit too
No,
much.
no, no.
So, yeah.
Imagine I just like beep
Beep,
beep
beep,
beep.
beep.
Yeah,
Fuck,
fuck.
I should have asked if there was like any hard rules in this
yeah.
podcast, but I'm assuming that it's pretty free form.
Yeah, it's
and
pretty
As long
free.
as I'm not like racist, misogynistic, and a piece of shit. I
Yeah,
think we're probably
yeah.
clear.
Those are the
Those are the three.
the three benchmarks. We try our best not to be controversial on an anime podcast.
Yep, fair.
Except last.
Was there controversy?
Oh,
that
it
I
was
missed
me
out?
because I was just like Sailor Moon could beat Goku in a fight.
You're so very wrong and very stupid for thinking that. Why would you ever think that? I don't know. I don't know enough about
Bro.
anime in general,
Okay.
but like Goku to goat
No.
and Sailor Moon's high schooler with, or she, depending, I guess, on where you take what Sailor Moon, I guess we're talking about. Ancestral Sailor Moon, like Queen of the Moon. That woman can beat Goku, or are we
Yeah.
talking about girl that cries constantly?
We're talking
and-
like Sailor Moon's final form.
okay.
Like
Against Goku's
Yes,
final form,
yes.
against God,
that
like
she can
like all right.
she
Well-
can literally the person destroyed the universe, she just brought it back.
Okay,
Yeah.
but if you kill her, you can't bring it back. If Goku was like, "I'm gonna destroy you," and then destroys Sailor Moon,
She's come back like 5 or 6 times.
So was Goku, to be fair.
I know.
But that was controversial. That's what you're telling me?
Yeah.
People got real pissy about it?
I can guess because it's pre-recorded, but, you know.
Oh, okay. Fair,
Yeah.
fair.
I know I'm going to be like, get a bunch of Dragon
that's
Ball.
what you should probably name it.
Dragon Ball fans. Yeah.
That should definitely be the, like, title. Is like Sailor Moon.
Yeah. It's
Death Battle.
God, definitely not Ryuk's big cock.
Which is the next episode.
Yeah, which is the last episode.
Oh, the last episode.
Yeah. We
Ryu's
talked
big
about
cock.
Willem Dafoe's as Ryuk from Death Note.
Okay.
Because that's what he was.
Oh, yes,
in the live action. And
yeah,
I was like, wow, he's got a big cock.
Yeah. Speaking of live action, though, it's like, I mean, we were just looking over, like, talking about One Piece, which has dropped, this, like, last couple months.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's a trend. Like, that will have One Piece broken the formula of terrible live action? Because, like, you could probably name, in one hand, like, the mediocre to maybe good live action anime adaptations, whereas, like, One Piece obviously stands pretty high above the rest.
Yeah.
And, like, obviously I think we all would like that trend to continue.
Of course, because Netflix is working on a My Hero one.
Are they?
Yeah. I'm like,
are they?
Yeah. I'm like,
Oh, it's gonna be. I don't trust
that
it.
one. I don't.
Although
have.
there is two, maybe there's two. There's 2 stage plays / musicals of My Hero, and they're okay. They're not terrible, but I feel like the medium, like, I don't know if they can get One Piece right with all its gum fucking stretchy ass, like, and make it look not terrible. I don't know. There's not a lot of things in One Piece that are like things in My Hero that are like like they all kind of look like humans for the most part, unless they're
Mina
like shaped like a I don't know, like they can be shaped like anything.
Yeah,
like nose, like scissors.
Tokoyami is the bird guy.
Yeah.
So it's just him in live action. I'm just like, that's fucking terrifying.
That's gonna be weird.
Yeah.
But like otherwise, they all look kind of human. So if they can make the One Piece characters look halfway decent, then I think there's probably hope.
I don't know if Horikoshi, who's the mangaka for My Hero, I don't know if he's involved or not. That's the
better
thing.
be. But he's also like super tired, I hear,
he's
and like
super tired,
takes breaks all the time.
Yeah, it's I just want him to feel better.
Yeah, I mean he's getting close to the end now.
Yeah.
He's probably like what they're in like it's probably My Hero is probably the only manga that I keep updated on. I don't read it, but I do watch spoiler videos and recaps. And like they're in chapter 402 now or something.
402.
They just passed 400.
Yeah.
So he probably has like less than 100 issues left in him.
Yeah, I would say by
they're-
probably the end of the year, early January, probably.
Yeah, like right. So
yeah.
like, and then there's a spin-off show coming. There's Vigilantes.
Oh, Vigilantes! Oh my god!
Which is going to be, which I haven't read, I've heard is very good.
I've read the first 5 chapters, but apparently it's like fucking fantastic.
Yeah, it's real good, which is like cool because I think that's a fun world to play in. And like for that live action, there's another live action which I want to ask you if you can even consider anime.
Okay.
Avatar:
No.
Last Airbender. Do you consider it an anime, and why not?
Because it's not animated in Japan.
Okay, so anything that's not animated in Japan is not an anime.
Yeah.
Is that
It's anime inspired, absolutely,
okay?
but it's not like traditional anime.
Fair.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see that. I don't know where I stand on it.
Yeah.
I know it's a question that like people ask about
Yeah,
Avatar.
It's written and produced for Western media.
for sure.
That's so.
So I wonder if that will make a terrible live action.
Oh yeah, the creator's already.
Oh yeah, he's
left
like, peace. I'm out.
Yeah,
I know. I
so
heard.
As soon as that happened, I'm like,
Yeah, I just. That's a world that could really, I think, thrive in live action because
Yeah.
it's not overly. It's not. Like I said, I think the thing that gets people off about anime adaptations is like getting that anime physics right.
Yeah.
The anime wackiness.
Yeah.
But then that doesn't translate to live action very well.
And
how
that's
do you
the one
mitigate
thing.
that?
That's the one thing I think One Piece does very well.
Well, yeah.
Which I was very worried about because
of course.
One Piece is wacky and crazy and like
Your main
out of this
character
world.
like yells out his attacks and then stretches whatever part of his body.
Yeah.
So like yeah, of course.
Yeah. But like it has that anime like feel to it as well.
Yeah.
Which is really it's something I haven't seen before
Oh.
in media. So I love it.
And I think if there was going to be like if you had an anime that currently doesn't have a live action
Yeah.
adaptation coming, is there one in your mind you're like, oh man, I think this would be this would be great, or this would work. Not one that you would like, not like example. If someone's like, oh yeah, Attack on Titan, I'm like, that just wouldn't work live action. It just is too grandiose.
It's too,
So like, but like, I'm trying to think of an anime that, because like, I mean, a lot of the slice of life anime stuff would work, but like, then
I'm not gonna count. Like, I'm not gonna put that because it's just that would be easy.
Yeah,
it could be like Fruits Basket. Like,
yeah, and you make a soap opera essentially.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Call it a day.
It's hard. That's difficult because like a part of me wants to just see the makeup and like prosthetics for Demon Slayer.
Oh yeah,
because like all the demons look fucking cool.
Oh for sure.
But I want. There's a anime. It's out when this comes out. It's called Frieren, Journey Beyond something. It's a manga I've been reading. It's fucking fantastic. It's like medieval kind of fantasy. Like it follows this elf girl as she deals with kind of, because elves live for thousands of years.
Yeah.
And she kind of has to deal with friends passing away and her own mortality. I think any real fantasy anime would be like a really good one.
So like fantasy anime, like, so like there's only a couple that come to mind in my mind, but like fantasy anime, like it's maybe not the same, but like Sword Art Online. Like,
no.
Like,
no, I'm thinking like medieval kind of like like dragons kind of like.
What is the word for the animes that are like Sword Art Online, where like it's a character brought into a
isekai?
Isekai.
Yeah.
Like I feel like those could do well.
Yeah.
In live action, depending on the one they choose, but
yeah, I think ReZero would be good.
Yeah.
Because there's not a lot of characters that would be hard to like puppet or animate or CGI. There's like just like was it? It's what's the word? They're half human, half animal.
Like
there's a certain word for
hybrids?
it. I don't fuck demi-humans.
Okay.
That's it. There's demi-humans in it. All that fun stuff. I think ReZero would be a good one. Tone down the main character of Mushoku Tensei, and I think that'd be fantastic because I respect the story because the author wrote like I think 1 to 3 different like full languages for the story, and I think that's really fucking cool.
Oh, that is cool.
Because like one of his like special powers is like he can understand any language, which I'm like, that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Well,
there's when you ask me like, you know, like level of anime that I watch. It's funny, the animes that I've been watching recently are all, well, maybe not all, but like a lot of them are OVAs of games.
Oh,
so like if I finish a game, and that has maybe an anime style or is from a studio that's based out of Japan, I will very quickly look up if it has an anime.
Oh wow.
Adaptation. So like I've recently finished. I've been playing a lot of Switch because I've been on the road. A game called The World Ends With You, which was a Square Enix property. And they had a final mix on the Switch, and then a sequel that came out 14 years later. Well, the final mix was the Switch port of a Nintendo DS title, which then 14 years later it had a sequel. And they do have an anime, and it was great. It was like a 6-episode. This was the game, here it is, but it's very, like, if you watched Kingdom Hearts or played Kingdom Hearts, it's, like, very in the same kind of...
Okay.
The story is a little all over, whatever, but anyway. Or, like, the Tales of series.
Yeah.
Like Symphonia, Vesperia, Berseria. Like, they all have anime adaptations. So I've really enjoyed finding those, because it's almost like I get to relive the game a second time.
Again, yeah.
But... yeah, those are the things I'm watching right now. What about you? Are you like, is there like something that you would recommend or something that you're watching right now that you're like, yo, you need to get on this?
I've been watching Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah, but everyone's been watching that.
Yeah, it's so good. I again recommend it to everyone. Something I'm watching. I'm watching a lot.
But are you watching a lot, or are you one of the types of people that and this goes for like not just anime but like for everything, are you one of those people who goes back to like comfort picks, like it's like turning on Friends or turning on The Office, you turn on
Yeah, I've been working like trying to work on videos and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So there's certain anime that I want to do a video on. It's called Anohana.
Okay.
It's real fucking depressing.
Yeah, lovely.
And it's like it's very real. It's like very, it starts out with it's a ghost that visits. So she passes away as a child, and she visits this like her childhood best friend, who's like, and then the group kind of dispatches over time.
Yeah.
And they all like come together, and yeah, it's very emotional and very sad.
Yeah. So you want to make a video on it because
I think it's one of the best anime that I've watched that has made me like just bawl my eyes out, and I think it's a very good lesson in being a human.
Okay.
Because we all deal with grief differently.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, because there's some people who become assholes. There's some people who like become like the shut-in. There's some people who laugh through it and kind of that's how they like push people away. And it's like when you like take a step back from like the actual anime, I go, wow, these are archetypes of how.
Yeah. Well, I look forward to it. Look forward to the video.
Yeah. I recommend that. I've been rewatching. There's a romance. I love romance anime. It's my favorite. That's interesting.
Why? Because like I think my niche of anime is probably battle anime, battle manga, or maybe even what's the word I'm thinking of? Like young shonen animes. I think that's probably just because I probably where I grew up. But like I have a really hard time watching romance anime. So I'm curious to know why that's your like go-to.
So. Because it makes me happy.
Okay. Fair.
I grew up reading like all romance novels, and like Nicholas Sparks was my shit growing up.
Who the fuck is Nicholas Sparks?
Yeah, he made like The Last Song and like Dear John and all that.
Oh, okay. Okay, great.
Yeah. I don't know why I just gravitated towards them. Like, I love it. I love the cuteness. I love, And
not to get too personal. Does that translate to your personal life? Like, do you find that like, it's influenced the way you, I don't know, show love or the way you think of romance?
I think so. Yeah. I think of it from like a Disney lens.
Yeah.
Because that's what I grew up on is like, because every Disney movie has a fucking romance.
Oh, of course. Well, I mean, used to for sure.
Well, yeah.
They used to
like
be
back in the day in the 90s and shit where we grew up. It was just always romance, right? So that's what kind of hooked me on that. And like as a kid, I was like, maybe with me someday.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm gonna find my soulmate. I'm gonna rescue my damsel in distress. Yeah. I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah. But we've been rewatching My Love for Yamada is at level 999.
Okay. There's a couple of those titles that I've seen floating around that are like 14,000 words long.
Yeah, a lot of those are isekai.
Oh, are they? Oh, yeah, because they're like, I
fought the strongest demon, and now I'm the king.
And then like I'm in a different world. I've fallen into a portal and
fallen into a dungeon with my mom at level 700.
Yeah, or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, those are funny. Those are mostly isekai. That's funny.
Yeah. But yeah, we've been rewatching that with dub because we watched it in sub first, and then the dub's coming out now. So yeah, we've been rewatching that. I'm also making a video on romance anime. So
just in general,
because I love it, and I also like that. A lot of the romance anime coming out now doesn't stop with them just getting together.
Oh no, they fuck. Do they? I'm just assuming.
No.
Oh, well, actually, I don't know. You say they don't stop there. I'm like, well, there's only really one. Yeah. Like, what do you mean then?
So
where do they go?
They get together and they just start dating. It's really nice.
And then we get to see the dating.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Which is really nice. And I'm like, because I read manga like outside of watching anime. and a lot of stuff I've been reading, like they get together like halfway through the story.
Yeah.
And I fucking love that because I'd like to see the characters that I am cheering for grow in
Like
their like
interact.
relationship.
Yeah.
I hate it when they're like blue ballsing me for 300 chapters, Rent a Girlfriend, and they haven't gotten together yet.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's the fucking point?
Well, it's in the title. He's gonna rent her.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Well,
Or he already has and then falls in love with her.
There
yeah,
you
okay,
go.
Of course.
There you go.
You know, I don't have to read it. I just get the title.
Don't
and go,
do that. God
no.
damn. Just watch the anime.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
3 seasons. Oh, it might be too long.
Oh, no. 3 seasons. I could do that.
Okay.
I think when I say like 100 episodes, it's more of like a. It's like when I
anything but One Piece.
anything but One Piece. Like I will never watch One Piece. I will watch the. I think after watching a couple clips, I'll definitely watch the live action because it's 8 episodes and it covers 100 chapters or something.
Yeah,
I'll take that. And if anyone's gonna be like, well, then you're not a real fan, then I'm not a real fan, and that's fine.
Yeah,
I'm a fan of this other thing that's adjacent.
Yeah.
And when I see you cosplaying, I'll probably name you the wrong character. I'll probably be like, oh, I saw you're like the Netflix like I'll just name. I don't even know if the Netflix adaptations, because I know nothing about One Piece.
Yeah.
Outside of maybe Luffy. And it's like, and that he ate a gum fruit, and though gum fruit are rare, I suppose, only because not everyone has powers. Yeah. So therefore, and it also takes he can't swim.
Yeah, he can't swim,
and that's an effect of eating the gum.
Yeah.
And that's for everyone that eats gum fruit, or just the specific gum fruit that he ate. I'm testing your anime knowledge here now.
That actually I don't know because I haven't like gotten too far.
Well, no, because it's 20,000 years long, and
like I've said on the podcast before, I pick it up and then I drop it. I pick it up and then I drop it. It's kind of just like it goes in waves.
Sure.
And then I have to, when I pick it back up, I have to like Google what the fuck.
I feel that's like so
what happened or like
hard.
They have like movies on Netflix that kind of like
they get you like a recap at the beginning.
Recap at the like.
It would be good if after like every 100 issues or chapters of a manga, they had like one recap manga where it's like here's 100 chapters in one book. Yeah. So you can like if you don't want to go through the first like if One Piece had something like that where I could read 5 mangas. Yeah. And it would cover 400 chapters for me. Yeah. And just give me the recap. And then people can go, we're not going to get the nuance. No, I just want the bullet point markers of what is going on so that I can jump in and get the nuance eventually. Yeah. We're humans. We pick up on relationships. Like, I don't need 25 chapters of someone getting to know someone better because at the end of it, if it's well written, I will get it by the way they interact with one another. But hey. You saw more chapters that way. You saw more manga that way.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, I totally get the recap thing. Mm-hmm. It's something that I wish more mediums had. Yeah. I feel like, and so, like, part of anime, something that I've always really enjoyed is like the fandoms and the like going to cons but I haven't been able to go in a long time because I mean people don't know who I am and we didn't really explain who I am. Well, I'm an actor and I do a lot of touring and I do mostly musical and stage plays. So I'm never really around to be part of the community. I actually find Toronto being how big it is and how much community there is to find. Yeah. I've sorely missed out on finding a lot of it. Like I don't find like I'm very much part of many communities or a larger community at large. Yeah. So I've always it's going to like a fan expo is weirdly intimidating. Because I want to cosplay or I want to show that I am a fan of something. Yeah. But then I feel like since I'm not part of a group or I'm not going for a photo session, like I feel like I'd just be going alone. And I don't know if the nature of cons is like, oh, there's somebody who is dressed up is cosplaying as one of my favorite characters or a character that I'm in the same universe as. Yeah. Would that person approach me? Would that for more than a photo? Like, how do you get into the community when you start as an outsider? Like, to be fair, if I wanted to get into the community, I had you. I've got there's some other people, but at the end of the day, if you're flying solo, how do you chip your way in there?
I'm just trying to think. It's like probably through social media is the best way,
right?
And just like kind of just shooting your shot If you think someone's cool, message them, be like, "Hi, I like your cosplay," and then just go from there.
Yeah, but I'm a dude.
I know. Oh no, I know.
It's like
if it weren't for Moon being like, very extroverted and stuff, I'd be like just with hello, men.
Well, what's
because like I don't want because I'm not intimidating whatsoever, but I understand from a female presenting perspective, it can be intense, or you can't if I'm just some random dude.
Well, exactly, and I never want to put that pressure or that kind of out there. So I totally feel that. And, and I think once you get to be part of the community, it becomes very obvious. And I think you and Moon have done a really good job at that. Yeah, because I get to watch your socials and kind of vicariously live through my cosplay fantasies through both of you. But yeah, no. So I think going to like a fan expo or a Anime North, or even just I think gaming cons would be easier for me because
100%,
because I'm more of a gamer and I can. Not only that, I think I understand the culture, which is like not a great culture by any means, but I understand it more. Yeah. Whereas with the anime kind of culture or fan expo culture or any of that, those cons, I don't understand the rules of conduct other than don't be a piece of shit. Yeah. Like I get that. Yeah. Moving forward, it's like I hear there are these killer dance parties and raves that I've always heard about, but I wanted to go to. But like I don't know, you don't go to, maybe you go to a rave alone. I don't know. I've never been to a rave. Yeah. Do you go to when you go to a con? Yeah. Do you do any of the extracurricular? Because I know there's raves. I know there's like cosplay contests. Like that's fairly obvious. But like, isn't there also like, I want to say, but this might sound creepy. But like, is there not like hentai screenings during cons?
So there's hentai screenings during during Anime North.
Which is like weird to me. That's just like, hey, this is an all ages con, but here's
those
porn.
Those panels are 18 plus.
I understand, but they're still within the confines of a family friendly.
They're in a different
building.
Building, yeah.
They're like the hentai's that way. Yeah. Go get your porn, you filthy animals. Yeah.
There was a panel. I think I want to say. Not this year, but last year, that was like a tree hentai, and they were just an hour talking about the tree hentai.
Whoa. A tree hentai? So we're talking like a tree with a dick?
Yeah.
Or someone who just fucked branches on a tree? Ooh.
Oh.
Different kind of wood. Yeah, let's go back to the tree. Okay,
yeah, let's go back to...
Okay, and I'm not here to kink shame anybody. No. Like, if you're... And like, okay. I watched myself some hentai, and I still do.
Absolutely.
But like, I don't think it's like when I think about it, it's like walking into an adult film screening. Like I've never been to one, and they're usually in seedy, terrible back alley,
Pee Wee Herman shit.
And but like for it to be so readily available for anyone 18 plus, like I don't like have you ever been to a screening?
No,
because I wonder, are they well attended? But if there was a panel for tree fucking, I've got to assume that they are. Because if there was a panel of fandoms who are like, this one specific hentai, we're going to have a panel on it, and lots of people are going to show up. Yeah. I got to assume that the screenings are well received.
Yeah, I had a friend that went to one of them. I forget which one. But I remember him being like, there were so many people. Like of all genders, all ages. Well, not all ages, but you know what I mean. Adults.
No, for sure. And like, and when I think, like I don't want to continue on this subject if you don't want to, but it's funny to me because like when I think of dirty movies, I think of what you do during dirty movies, and it's like I don't know if I could sit down next to somebody. And it's like, what are we watching? Why are we watching this together? Yeah. And all just sitting here like it's fucking the Avengers. Yeah. And we're all eating popcorn.
Mother's nose breast. Let's go.
And I'm just like, what is the... I don't think I understand the appeal of mass watching something together. Yeah. If at the end I'm not having sex with the person who's sitting next to me. Only because, like, well, that's what... It's like, this is porn. Yeah. This is animated porn. And I I guess I haven't watched enough of it to know if the story's really there. No is the answer, right? Just like regular porn.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It just like doesn't compute with me in a conventional sense. But if people, I'm sure there are people that go.
There's
it.
there's some panels that like it like as they're watching it, they're making jokes or like something like that.
And this is a question for you. So I'm sorry if I'm flipping the tables on the host here.
I am perfectly fine with that.
Does that part of the anime culture, are you embarrassed by it? Like when people who, let's say, are normies, people who come into a convention because they're, Fan Expo, it's a thing to do in Toronto, let's go. And then they hear about the tree hentai panel going on. How does that make you feel as someone within that fandom, not within the tree hentai fandom, but of the anime in general? How does that affect you, or how does it affect your relationship with being someone within the community?
I'm not like ashamed of it because it's a part of every fandom. Like it's like like you're gonna find anything.
You can rule 34 anything.
Exactly, that's it. And like, I just if someone is just getting into the community and like asks about it, I'll be like, okay, this is the rundown. Like, you don't have to do this.
No,
like
fair.
This is not a requirement. This is a part of it. This is just a small little piece.
Absolutely.
Of this whole
small
like,
piece of the pie for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not like, because it is such a big part of, not a big part, but like, you know what I mean? It's there. And it's always going to be there.
It's like the uncle you see once a year at Thanksgiving. It's like, we never see this uncle.
Exactly.
But he's always there at Thanksgiving. He says some weird shit.
Yeah.
And it's great.
Yeah. And it's like,
we still love him.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I'm not ashamed. A lot of people are. A lot of people like don't like it, and I'm like, that's
like, don't like it to the point where they're like, this shouldn't be at our convention, or don't like it.
I haven't heard any discourse that way.
Okay.
Like, it's not been like, grr,
Yeah.
But it's just like not my thing, kind of, whatever, and that's okay.
And it's funny because I'm definitely somebody who, if I do something, I go full out. Like when I went to Disney for the first time, like when I was in Florida in 2018, and I was there for one day only. It was paid by the company I was working with.
Okay.
And I went alone, which sucked, but whatever. But I did everything.
Oh yeah.
Like I stood in line with 5-year-olds to meet a Disney princess. Because I was like, well, I got to meet a Disney princess. I'm here. It was super awkward and it was a terrible experience, but I did it. Well, it was only terrible because I got to the front of the line to meet Rapunzel, and she was like, "Oh, is this one yours?" Pointing to a child. I'm like, "No, I'm here alone to talk to you as an adult." And she was like, "Oh, hi," and I was like, "Yeah, this is awkward. You're doing a great job, actor to actor. You're doing great. Okay, bye." It was super weird, but I was like, "Well, no." So I think if I were to start going to conventions, I would want to go to the raves. I would want to go to the different panels. I would probably go see a hentai screening just to be like, what is this full pie? So that I understand the full picture and not just like us. Like, it's like living in Toronto. I understand my neighborhood really well, but I don't understand Toronto as a whole. I would want to understand the whole. But it sounds like not everyone engages with every aspect.
No.
They kind of do stick to the thing that they enjoy or they know or their community is built around. But so like, are there any other extracurriculars other than like, raves, screenings, panels? Is that kind of the gamut?
That's kind of it.
Because I know there are after parties at different, like, I know like companies will do after parties at bars and different places do different things. But like, those aren't like that. Does like, your ticket that you buy at your convention does not come with that.
No. It's sometimes it's invite only. Sometimes it's you have to buy a ticket like $5. Sometimes you have
invite only.
Yeah, I don't go to those.
Because the invites don't come.
No, it's either the invites don't come or like I'm not that kind of person.
Fair.
I rather have people come back to my place and we play video games or watch cringy anime.
Good.
Or like just have a fun time joking around. Because like I've never been that kind of person. Because especially like in like college and like high school, I would go to a party and be like, how's this fucking fun?
Yeah.
because I can't drink.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, I can't drink, so like I'm the sober one dealing with a bunch of like drunk ass cosplayers. No, thank you.
So that's I mean, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. No one's getting called out. We swear. No one's gonna get called out in this episode. I mean, that's another like whole aspect is that I've heard, and this is I'm more in like so like in terms of my fandoms, like anime is something that I enjoy, but like LARPing is something that I've done and enjoyed and do on occasion when I have time. But like the LARPing community, they can be cringe at times.
Yes,
but they're also very big partiers.
Yes,
and they're also like it's a lot of let's get drunk, and like I have not seen more people have sex in a place than like going LARPing because a bunch of nerdy people are getting together doing the nerdy thing that they like, and they finally have someone to talk to about this thing anyways, and things, but alcohol's usually involved and whatever. I'm assuming that goes for all fandoms. So like an anime convention, if you go to a rave, it's a rave. Yeah. And it's going to be ravey, and there's going to be drugs and alcohol, and we're all adults and we do adult things. Yeah. I don't know, it's anime, I think, looks very innocent on the outside. Yeah. And this might just harken back to, like, you know, there's your cutesy anime, and then there's the ones that deal about death and dark shit, and it has a veneer on the front of, like, hey, this is anime, but it goes way deeper than that. And that's super intriguing. That's super cool. And something that I wish I could, like, dedicate more time to.
Yeah. God damn. So, what are some of like your favorite anime that you've watched?
Favorite animes? Yeah. Well, there's a couple that come to mind, but I don't know if I could say which one is like there. So it's in no particular order. Yeah. All of the Dragon Ball series, other than GT, I'm not a huge fan of. Okay. And a lot of the movies coming out now are just like I think are just keep raising the bar to a point where I don't know where they can go anymore. But like I've said that in the past, and they've always gone further. But I feel like that's the one that like if I ever feel like I need a dose of anime injection, I'll be like, okay, what was the latest movie? What was the latest Dragon Ball arc? Like, let me go watch that. Yeah. So that is only because it was one of the first localized things that came through, and I as a kid watched Dragon Ball Z. And then it was like, oh yeah, Dragon Ball was a thing, and whatever. That. I mean, I just finished watching a lot of the Tales of series animes that are game related. Yeah. I really, really enjoyed those. And then like, I'm a nostalgia bitch. Okay. I will definitely throw on things that I've watched before just to like get the dose again. So like, even though Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is the like. The better one in every regard. I still watch the OG one. Yeah. Just because it's something that I can just turn on and kind of tune out. Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's any that like. I mean, I've tried some of the newer stuff. Like I've tried One Punch Man. Okay. I get why people enjoy it. Yeah. It's just like I need more from. Maybe it's because I'm an actor and I enjoy story quite a bit. I'm sure there's story there. Yeah. But like when. I never really feel that the protagonist is in any form of trouble. There is no stakes, and stakes causes conflict, and it makes me care. Yeah. So I don't give a fuck about Saitama. Who gives a shit? I mean, I'm a big My Hero fan, but I also think that I am starting to realize that the fandom
it's shit.
Is such garbage that I don't want to associate with it.
Well, that's the thing is like I'm scared of the fandom because
they've got like there's so many bad things I hear.
They've toned down a lot because because
they heard the rumors?
No, they've toned down a lot because the anime has gotten less popular.
I mean, there's been a dip in quality. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That third movie was a shite.
Yeah, that third movie was Rhodey was my favorite part of that.
He was the only part of the movie because like otherwise there was no movie. It was like although I really didn't enjoy his quirk, but like it
was cute.
I was like, come on, he has such a cool design. But but it's funny that the fandom is kind of started to realize eventually when I do. I mean, if I was to if I had to choose a cosplay to want to jump into of a fandom that I enjoy, it still probably would be in the My Hero world.
Yeah.
I mean, I've dabbled in things like Black Clover. I've dabbled with Hunter x Hunter, which is like an older, and Trigun, and all that kind of
I love Trigun.
more nostalgic anime. But I don't know. I think I'm a sucker for battle anime.
You should watch the new Trigun.
I've wanted to. It's one of the
It's
things
so
on the
good.
list. And when you say the new, I'm assuming you don't mean the Netflix adaptation.
There's a Netflix adaptation?
Oh my God! Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up!
There's a Netflix adaptation? No.
You're kidding me. You don't know about the terrible canceled after 3 episodes aired. They immediately said we're not renewing this.
Oh, that's Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, that is Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
That is Cowboy Bebop.
I was like, I would have heard about
That
this.
is sorry. No,
Yeah.
you're totally fair. And I
Yeah.
just in my mind because I was talking about nostalgia
Yeah.
anime. It definitely crossed over.
Yeah.
But that's another one.
Yeah. That's a good one. That's a great one.
Yeah. I mean, I think a Trigun Netflix adaptation would be fun. It would.
Yeah.
I don't think it would work, but it's
Yeah.
like if they tried to do like a Gundam.
Oh,
Let me tell you.
Oh, no.
But yeah, so fandoms. I think it's like, I think I need a group of people to go with, like kind of like what you've found yourself with, is like a group of people that you really enjoy, that you can do fun, silly things. I won't give away what you and Moon told me or your folks are doing for your next group.
Yeah.
But like stuff like that, I'm like, that's the shit I vibe with.
Yeah.
That's the community I want to find, within this fandom. But at the same time, I'm open to like seeing all the cringe.
Yeah.
Let me judge the cringe for myself.
Yeah.
It'll still come out as cringe, but
Yeah.
it's a weird space.
Yeah.
And-
This is gonna get me in deep shit. Not
do
deep shit,
do it.
But I think that
Controversy.
in my opinion, Tokyo Revengers fandom has gotten worse.
Okay. Hey, if we're gonna rank the fandoms here.
Yeah,
we're gonna do a tier list of like worst
I
of the
think,
shit.
I think not personally, but like I think in my opinion, like level of like kind of cringy to like, okay, let's calm down. Tokyo Revengers.
What makes a bad fandom? Like what's a good fandom comparatively to a bad fandom, and what are the qualities in which?
I'm trying to think of a good fandom.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like a healthy fandom.
But like, yeah.
Yeah, it's hard because like you can pick stuff like little things out of every fandom.
Oh, for
There's
sure,
gonna
for
be
sure.
toxic parts.
But it's funny that when we're like, oh yeah, the My Hero, it's like people know there are certain fandoms that are just a cut above or below everyone.
Yeah,
but
it's
or above the rest.
yeah, it's I don't know. It's
So
hard
I hear the My Hero people are pretty smelly. I feel that was something I heard.
That is one thing I have heard. I can't confirm or deny.
Neither
can I. I haven't met, like, I haven't been.
So how many people are we planning on pissing off with this podcast?
Oh, so many.
Okay, good.
But yeah, the Tokyo Revengers ones are up there, like, in S tier for me.
But like, why?
Because, at Anime North, it was actually both years, 2 years in a row. They like literally like brought a flag and were like toting it around as like a gang.
Yo, they're gangs?
Yeah. I was
but like they have a flag and they were toting around and they were like
they were in the anime.
Oh, okay,
and
sorry, because unfortunately I don't know the anime, so I don't.
Oh, okay,
like,
yeah. So Tokyo Revengers is about like basically a gang.
Sure.
And so it involves time travel and all that fun stuff.
Oh,
there's a lot about it.
Sure.
But yeah, they take it really to heart, and there was, where is it? There was one, I think it was at Anime North. They ride motorcycles in the anime.
Okay.
And I want to say like booted up like motorcycles at Anime North.
No.
Yeah. I was like,
and
all
they,
right.
that's, I mean, I guess that's like a level of commitment that I can respect.
Yeah,
in a
but
way,
like when like it's like a group of like 20 people,
Yeah.
it's kind of intimidating.
Oh, no question.
And like with like, you know, it's a show about gangs.
yeah,
Like gang fights and like all that fun stuff. So like it's like I don't want it to be where the person's like, I'm in an actual gang and like punches people in the fucking face.
Was that something that happened?
Probably.
Okay.
That's my guess, because like, you know, mental illness. But yeah, it's just there's a lot of that fandom that I'm like, calm down. Well, you're not in an actual gang. Yep. You go to work at a 9 to 5. Like,
yeah, but that's the thing, right? Like cosplay or conventions like that can be outlets for people.
Totally.
But to an extent of like, don't ruin it for other people.
Yeah.
Like you need to we're all here to have fun.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, to be part of a toxic fandom, because again, I only see fandom since I haven't been to a con in years. I can only see cons through their digital footprint, like Reddit, chat groups, and just being like, oh, I don't even know if being a Redditor is a good thing. I don't think it is. I think people like shit on people who use Reddit. But it's the only place I can kind of see where a fandom kind of is and what they talk about, what they enjoy and what they don't. So, I guess I think seeing it in practice, like seeing it at a con, completely different context.
Completely different.
Would you say that you are part of a fandom?
Not actively. I'm kind of like outside. I kind of just like I have tattoos of shit I like. I'm not like, I don't go out of my way to talk to people who also like are involved. I've been like burned in the past that way. So like I'm not gonna get. I'll after the podcast.
Okay, sure. I see. Yeah. There's lots of things I want to ask that require details. But.
Yeah. But yeah, I kind of like, because like when I was a kid, like growing up with the internet, they're like, whoa, people like the same things as me. Holy shit, these are cool people. Back then I did, but then I grew up and kind of just stuck to my own people, and yeah.
And I feel like that's what most people do.
Yeah, and like if, I have had like friendships start from like someone complimenting a cosplay, or someone complimenting my Sailor Moon shoes or something like that. So yeah, I'm just kind of like hovering. Yeah. I keep my eye on the, what's going on, but never like in it.
Yeah, and I guess I know a couple of people who are like in it, and I mean it. I think if you're in, like, you and Moon have social media accounts.
Yeah.
So does every Toronto cosplayer who does photos and things like that. But like, there are people who like make it their job and make it their reality, that this is what they do. Is that something that like you're still working towards? Like, because I'm not, I don't know if you ever were, but like from the outside looking in, like when I think of you and Moon, I think of two cosplayers, people who enjoy this and who, I don't know if they necessarily want to make money off of it, but potentially if they put, I feel, all their cards into it, they might be able to. So is that like still something that's kind of like in the world of things that you want, or is it like it's now having the experience of being in the community and understanding what that is and the people involved, you're like, you know what, I'm gonna stick to the sidelines?
Well, it all depends. Like, to be paid for it would be fucking amazing, absolutely. But for me, I can't speak for Moon. I don't know. Yeah. But for me personally, I am the least serious cosplayer you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
I frankly don't give two shits. I kind of just do it because it's fun. Yep. Like, it's cosplay. Yep. Like, it's fun. A lot of people just, like, I understand taking it seriously, and I respect that. I respect the fuck out of it. I respect you make a cosplay by hand. Absolutely. Fuck yeah. I can't do that.
Oh, is that still a thing?
Oh, yeah.
Is that the thing of like handmade versus store bought?
No. That's not a thing anymore. That's okay. It used to be like,
because that used to be like a gate.
Yeah.
Like that used to be like, hey, you're not part of this community because you didn't make that by hand.
Yeah.
You didn't make your whole costume. You didn't make the wig. Fuck off.
And that's what stopped Moon for so many years.
Yeah.
Because that was back then, like, that was the thing, right? Yep. But now it's like so easy to get stuff, and like, I was on a photo shoot. What was it, like last 2 weeks ago? And it was I was doing Flynn Rider.
Okay.
and one of our friends, Bite Props. Hi, Casper. There. And she came up with this pose for me, and it was the most fucking. Sorry, he's being a bitch. So she came up with this pose. What are you doing?
There's a cat on the run.
All right, off. Thank you. All right.
Still not off, just so we know.
Yeah, he's whatever. His butthole's in my face. Hi. Can you move? Thanks. So anyway, see, she comes up with this pose for me, and she says like, "Oh, you always do like funny poses. That's your thing." And I was like, "Yeah, because I don't give a fuck." Because like people like, and I respect the people who are like, "Yes, I want to look cool," but I don't have the face of looking cool.
No comment.
Yeah, like I literally like. There's some times where the photographer will be like, make a serious face. And I was like, okay. And then I look at it. I was like, I look like I'm pushing out a fart.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, I like
I'm taking a huge shit.
Exactly.
Let's not do this one.
I like having fun with the character. I like not taking it too seriously because like, that's.
But would you say that you gravitate towards characters who like invoke that? Like,
yeah.
I wouldn't say Flynn Rider is the most serious character, but like the things I know you for, like Ned Flanders or not Peter Parker, but Peter
B. Parker.
B. Parker.
Yep.
Like those characters are funny in essence of themselves. Yeah. They don't take themselves too seriously. So
well, it's why when my only Genshin Impact cosplay is Bennett, and Bennett has bad luck constantly. So when we went on that photo shoot, I was like, I'm going to fall off the bed. I'm going to cut myself. The light's going to fall on me. Like, I am full on, like, and then other people were like, yes, I'm going to, pose. And like,
oh, when you do photo shoots, are you with other people?
Sometimes.
That's weird. Well, I don't know. Like you just said, like, if your vibe is so completely different from this other person, it's like, I don't know. I find that would be so intimidating. Like I've done photo shoots for like headshots and stuff like that, and it's like a pretty like, I don't know. It's pretty vulnerable to like get up in front of a camera and like take a bunch of photos. It's like I don't know. I find that pretty, and then to have somebody else there who, I mean, I'm assuming that you're all friends, but like maybe this photographer's like, hey, I'm doing a group photo thing. I'm going to do 5 of you in the next 2 hours. You might not know those people, or is it like always like a group setting?
It's usually always like friends.
Oh, okay.
That or at least people I know of.
Yeah.
That like, are cool. Yeah, I've never like as soon as like the costume goes on, it all goes away.
Oh, okay, that's great.
Yeah. I'm also like I've been doing like on camera stuff for like 10 years now.
Yeah.
That I'm used to like just turning it on.
Yeah.
So it's just it's second nature at this point.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
And are you always like, are you happy with the like latest photos that you did? Or?
Oh, I love them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even though they're not, and are they still within the vein of funny, not serious?
The Tanjiro ones,
because I've seen some recently that are like, I don't know if I would say that they're like quirky.
Yeah,
like,
the Tanjiro and Yuta ones are on the more seriouser side. Yeah, see, that looks fucking sick.
Yeah.
But yeah, it depends on the character, because like Yuta from Jujutsu Kaisen, there's nothing funny about him.
Yeah. No, exactly.
That boy is just depression and anxiety in a human body. So like I can't make that funny. No. Tanjiro, I did some funny ones because he does get some funny moments in the 3rd season. But yeah, it all depends on the character.
No.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being on the podcast and interviewing me.
No, I mean, I know it happens a lot when I hop on podcasts because I'm very often I like being on fish out of water. Not that I feel like I'm a full fish out of water. I feel like I'm a fish who comes and goes.
Yeah.
But also I think it's fun because I don't know how these podcasts have gone for you so far.
Mhm.
But it sounds like you're usually the one asking the questions.
Yep.
So it's been fun to maybe flip the script on you, and
Yeah.
you didn't know that, but it happened.
Yeah, it was lovely.
And maybe we aired some dirty laundry and stirred some controversy, and we'll see if you have another episode after this. This might be the final one. Who knows?
That's it. All right. Thank you. No. Where can the lovely people find you?
Yeah, sure. Well, a couple places. If you go to theater, there's a very possible chance that I am performing in our regional theater near you, Canada specific, but U.S. sometimes too. Also, we're recording this at a time where the writers are just finishing their strike. The actors are still on strike. Something that wasn't on strike, though, was live performance. So, while I have a microphone in front of me, go check out some live performances if you have the time and the means. There's a lot of pay what you can also performances because we're trying to make theater more affordable and approachable. But you can find me on Instagram at is_that_Matt Laka on Insta. And I also run a cocktail company that I sometimes run at isolation.cocktails. And if you're in the Toronto area, you can find me playing dodgeball and bartending. One of the two, if not both at the same time.
Oh my God, that'd be a feat.
Oh my God, it's so good. We can have a whole dodgeball podcast,
Yeah,
let me tell you. I would watch. Oh man, that would be a thing. I know we're signing off here, but just feather in your hat.
Yeah.
Here's an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Next con, rent out a room at the con, the biggest one, and do a dodgeball in cosplay.
Oh God.
And all weapons are allowed.
Jeez.
And anyone, it's kind of like LARPing, but it's via dodgeball.
Oh my God.
And then you have like the adult characters that are more sensei types, and then you can do group teams that are like this anime versus that anime. Would this go well? Probably not.
Yep.
Would it be very well attended? Yes.
Yeah.
Could you ticket it and maybe make $1 off of it? Maybe. I might throw this to the wind and see if anybody wants to pick it up.
That's so funny.
If you're listening and you're interested in the anime dodgeball team or at a convention, hit me up on Instagram at is_that_Matlika. Let's make it a thing.
I love that. Oh fuck. God damn it. And if you want to donate to the Ko-fi, it's you can my God, I'm really good at this podcast thing. You can follow me anywhere. It's Corky Cosplays on Instagram and Adam Corky everywhere else. And donate to the Ko-fi. That's ko-fi.com/Adam Corky. That's ko-fi.com/Adam Corky. And donate, and you'll get a little shout out on the podcast. Thank you.
Do we have anyone to shout out?
I don't know. Depends on when I post this.
All right. Well, just be ready.
Yeah.
Be ready for those.
It'll probably
shout-outs.
happen in the middle of the episode if I do.
Oh, perfect.
Yep. All right, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
See ya.